Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jeff and we are here at Shelby American, and this here is the Vice President of Operations and Concepts.
Senior designer.
Senior designer with Vince. And so he's going to give us a short tour here, or I guess long tour depending on what happens, right?
Yeah.
With Shelby American. So we can go ahead and get started here. And this is what, the main museum hall area?
Yeah, this is what we call our Heritage Center. We're here in Las Vegas. We're right off the freeway. It's a really nice place. You can come by. Well, we're always open every 7 days a week. Come on in, check out the Heritage Center. You can also look inside the factory. This is where all the cars that are being built right now. So we'll take a little look around. You'll see some of the things that we have. There's a lot of heritage, a lot of stuff explaining, you know, how Carroll started everything. Some of these cars here, you have everything from original cars to newer style cars that we design. This is a Sebring car. So what we've done is kind of recreated some of the early cars that were raced, and then we do have different packages for different cars. Most of our cars, you buy the package, and then we have another company that puts the engine and transmissions in. We don't do a lot of that unless it's a car like this. It's one of our show cars, and we will sell this. But a lot of the cars in here aren't for sale. A lot of the cars are either personally owned, company owned, or we have a lot of customers that have a lot of car collections, and what they'll do is they'll let us use their cars. So basically, if we have a year car that we don't have in here, we'll go ahead and have them bring the car in. We'll put it on display for a year. You know what I mean? Let everybody see it. There's a lot of really neat things that are out there that people don't get to see. So this is kind of a way to kind of open it up and, you know, let everybody come on out to the museum and see what we got.
Okay, so this is one of the continuation cars.
This is a continuation car. Yeah, this is a Sebring car. So anyway, this is it's a 302 car with a 5-speed in it. It's a nice car for the street, but yet it's a very capable track car also.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah, we can kind of start by looking. We'll kind of look at some of the newer stuff right here. We'll kind of go this way. When I say newer stuff, we're going to start with the year 2000. This is what we call our Shelby Series 1. This is actually one of the only cars that Carroll actually built, like fully manufactured. So this is a full aluminum chassis, 4-wheel independent suspension. It's got a 4.0 Oldsmobile motor in it. It has a ZF transaxle. So it's kind of set up kind of like a Corvette. It actually has a C4 style suspension on it. The neat thing about this car, it's all carbon fiber. So what the whole concept of this car here is to build a track car that you can drive on the street. You know, it's got a convertible top. Yes, it leaks water. You know, there's barely enough room for golf clubs in the back. It's just a very, very capable car. The nice thing about it is it's 50-50 weight displacement.
Okay.
The motor actually sets underneath the dashboard in the car.
Oh, all right.
We did them supercharged, got them close to 500 horsepower. It was just a really fun concept car to put together. You know, it's one of those things. Carroll liked to do a lot of different things, and he wanted to have a car that he built himself again. You know, from the beginning he had the Cobra, and then, you know, in 2000 he wanted to do this. So that was kind of a car that he wanted to bring back. So it was a lot of fun. You notice some of the design work of the car. The air comes in the front, evacuates out through the hood. That way no heat from the radiator gets put in the engine compartment. It's got vents on the side to where we evacuate everything. It's really a neat design, and we've actually taken some of the newer cars that we do right now, and we've actually incorporated some of the designs from the older cars into some of the newer cars. Right now, we're into electrics. You know, right now we just finished developing the new Mach-E. The new Mach-E, we wanted to kind of change it up a little bit, give it more of a Mustang look, because it is a Mustang Mach-E. Yep. So we went ahead and changed the front end, change it to where we have the same type of flow. The air comes in the front, comes out through the hood, a little more aggressive all the way through, just to kind of tie it in. We like to put a little bit of the old with a little bit of the new. So when you put it all together, you have a car that somebody could look at, and it reeks Shelby because it already has some of the past in it. So it's really exciting to do that kind of stuff. You know, what's funny is, you know, everybody goes like, Carroll have a fit if he knew you guys are doing electric cars. No, actually, when Carroll was alive, I've been blessed to be able to work with him every day. I've been here for over 20 years. And in R&D, he would come in, and we had side projects that we were doing. So we were working on electric cars years ago. So it's nothing new for him. Carroll would be excited that we finally got something out there, you know, that we're actually building, and as part of the future. That's what he always wanted to be. He always wanted to be part of the future, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, having seen the Mach-E from you guys in person, I think you guys do a great job of improving on what Ford originally came out with there on the Mustang Mach-E concept.
Very good.
That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, we try to do that. So this is the new KR, the GT500 KR. You'll see a carbon fiber splitter. We have a custom hood, so we redesigned the hood on this. Now, when we redesign something, this car has a lot of aerodynamics already in it.
Yes.
So Ford has already done a lot of work. So what we want to do is we want to enhance what they did. So went to Ford. We spent a lot of time at Ford. Gary, our president's actually there right now. So he spends a lot of time in Detroit. I spend a lot of time down here. We get together, we meet up there, we meet with the designers of the car and say, you know what? We want to enhance this. We want to help the cooling, but we don't want to float the front end or anything. We want to make sure everything works the same. What areas would you work with? You know what I mean? So we went and figured out that this is the area that we want to evacuate out of. So we go ahead, we design a hood to where we can actually take what they've done and just, you know, improve it a little bit, improve the airflow through it to where we can cool it off a little bit more. We take and we add, we do some supercharger upgrades, intercooler, heat exchanger. So this car is, you know, a little over 900 horsepower. So it's a street legal car, you know, so it's a very exciting car. We do another thing where we take the suspension system. We change the springs on the car. We change the algorithms in the MagnaRide system to where when you turn it on race, it actually performs like a race car. When you run it on street, it still runs like a regular car. So we have a test track on the other side of the hill over in Pahrump. We have a shop over there also. So we'll take the cars over there and we'll spend a couple days dialing the cars in. Basically, you know, in the summertime, I like to do engine testing in the summertime to make sure that we can work in the maximum heat. In the wintertime, I like to do suspension testing. So the reason I like to do suspension testing in the wintertime is because it's so cold, we don't have as much bite, everything like that. If we can make the car handle in the cold and we can make the car run in the heat, we got a really good combination. And then through the year, we'll kind of dial it in. Me and Gary are actually the two test drivers for the company. We have two different driving styles. So we can take those two driving styles, make the car work for him, make the car work for me, kind of combine them. And then after we do that, then we can kind of tone it down a little bit, set it up to where it's very comfortable for the, you know, for the public to drive. It's a comfortable car on the street, but yet you get it out into competition, it does very well. We actually just, in production class, we just got first place at Pikes Peak with it last week. Yeah,
nice.
Last weekend. Yeah. This car here, so this is a one of our early 1000 cars. So this is the first 1000 car that we actually built, 1000 horsepower car. This car is kind of special to me. Carroll, all the years working for him, he always wanted more, you know what I mean? We started out with 600 horse, he wants 700, wants 750, 800, 850. You know, he keeps moving the line as soon as we get there, you know? And he said one day, he says, you know what? He says, my dream is to have 1000 horsepower for the street. We tried, we could get about 980 street legal. So anything that comes out of the factory, since it is a factory, has to be 50 state legal. So we can't really do anything other than that, unless it's a brown state car or it's deemed an off-road vehicle, something that somebody's going to run on the track. So I told him, I says, Carroll, I says, I can't really do 1000 for you. I says, but if you let me make it a brown state car, I'll give you over 1000 horsepower. So we worked on it. We're close to 1300 horsepower with this car now.
Holy smokes.
So anyway, it was cool because every morning Carroll would call every morning, you know, what are we doing today? Well, we're going out, we're doing testing. What time's testing? He go, 10 o'clock. Okay, I'll be there. He'd be out there every day to do testing and everything like that, just to get the car dialed in. There was a lot of things to do. I mean, you put 1300 horsepower in a car, now you got to stop it. You got to get the power to the ground. You got to make sure everything works, nothing breaks when you're repeatedly putting this horsepower to the car. So there's actually a lot of work. Another thing we wanted to do to this car is we wanted to make it kind of look like a sleeper. So you notice the hood looks like a factory hood. The hood's actually 3 inches higher than a factory hood.
Really?
Yeah. So I tried to make the car look like what Carroll says, he goes, I want this car to come up behind somebody, not know what's going on, and then I want you to punch it when he goes by. We got 1,000 on the side. He goes, they kind of catch a glimpse of what just happened. He goes, and then it says 1,000 Shelby on the back. He goes, then they know what happened. He says, so it's one of those kind of things, you know, it's just really fun. So anyway, we finally got it all dialed in. I was really excited. We had a film crew with us. We went out. We got a bunch of good shots with Carroll. He got sick the week after that, and he never came back to the shop. So this is the last car Carroll Shelby ever rode in on the track. So this car is very, very emotional to me. So it's really cool to have this in the collection and to have the car in here. And it just adds to the history and the ambiance of the shop.
So is this your favorite car then in the collection here so far? Or?
Yeah, I have a couple of other favorites, but but yeah, you know what, the most, I say this is the closest to my heart, this car right here.
Okay.
You know, I just took so much to get together with him, and then to give him exactly what he wanted before he passed.
Right.
Was a really big deal. You know, that's what's exciting. You work with a man like that, and it's just every day. I never worked for Carroll. I always worked with Carroll, and he was just one of those kind of guys. He's the kind of guy that, you know, looks for hot rodders. I've been in the business my whole life. I've been racing my whole life. I started NASCAR in '83, so I've always been on the track or building cars like this, and I'm the kind of guy that he looks for. Our whole shop is full of those kind of people. You know what I mean? People that have background in racing, people that, you know, have a passion for the car. They'll want to be here every single day. I mean, we had a lot of people that come in and say, oh yeah, I can do this, this, and this. Carroll would give them a test. You know what I mean? And then you go like, yeah, he's got to go. Yeah, you know, that kind of thing. So proof's in the pudding with the old man. You tell him you could do something if you could do it. If you couldn't do it, you told him, Carroll, I can't do that. You know, and he'd appreciate, and that's just the way the man was.
Right.
It was really neat, just really cool to work for. So it was fun every day coming to work, you know what I mean? He coming in and giving you stories about what he wants to do and how he wants to go this way, and this is a secret project he wants to work on over here. So those kind of things are just, I mean, it's neat to you know, be able to be part of history and be able to work with a man like that. And I think of it every day. So now when we're designing, you know, I want to make sure that I got a little bit of the old and some of the new. You know what I mean? I need the kids to look at the car and be excited and say, that's a car I'd really like. You know what I mean? I need the older generation that has been with Shelby forever to say, you know what? I see Shelby in this car. I see where they're coming from. I want this car. You know, so it's kind of a balancing act. So everything we do, we try to put that into it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think you guys do a fantastic job. We actually had a GT500 Signature Edition come to our website.
Oh, good deal.
And that car sold. So I can tell you that car was easily one of the most popular cars on the site at the time that it came through. So you guys were definitely doing all the right stuff. So
good deal. We appreciate it. So what we do is we'll kind of do a quick walkthrough. Just some of the early races. We actually sponsored a Shelby 427 race. We used to be out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They asked us if we wanted to sponsor a race. We were doing real good at the time, so yeah, sure. So we went ahead and did a car for that. We had a package, a 427 package we did for that race. We did the Samstown 300. This was the Grand Marshal's car. So just you know, some of the fun stuff. These cars here, you know, the #1 prototype for the early Super Snake. This one here is a Dom Perdome car. So anyway, it was really cool because when I was younger, I used to build tilt front end cars and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
And Dom Perdome came in and we started talking, and you know, we wanted to do a tribute car basically for him. So we wanted to make something that looked like a drag car, but yet still was a car you could drive on the street. So this car here, we did a tilt front end, moved the headlights in, narrowed the grille, make the front end look a lot longer on the car, kind of set it up like a funny car, dropped the rear rockers, brought the exhaust out the side, those kind of things, and tried to make it look more like a drag car that you can ride on the street. And it's a 10-second car anyway. You know what I mean? From the factory. So, I mean, for the time, it was a pretty cool thing. So it was just a lot of fun doing those kind of projects, you know. And then it was funny, this was actually Don's car right here. Then they auctioned it off. The gentleman won it, couldn't afford the taxes on it,
Ooh.
so he ended up selling it. So one of the NASCAR truck drivers bought the car and asked us if we wanted it for the museum, and we said, yeah, of course, you know. So that's the way, you know, that's the way we do it. We, like I say, we bring some of the other people's cars in here and kind of show them off.
Sure. Yeah, you guys have a really good built community there with all the Shelby fanatics and things like that, and obviously with the registry, you get a lot of people coming back over and over to check everything out too.
So this is one of Carroll's original cars. So this is one of his cars that one of the first cars that he built. So this is kind of nice to have in the collection. A couple of the things we have here is cars from the Ford versus Ferrari movie.
Okay.
So this is the Aston that was in the first part of the movie that was on fire, and he gets out and he's on fire and stuff like that. So just kind of stuff like that.
Demonstrating Carroll Shelby's win at Le Mans.
Yeah, exactly. So what we did is we like to bring in those kind of things. We bring in we had some of the original movie cars here when it first started, and we did things like opening night before anybody else saw the movie. We took our whole crew down there, you know what I mean, rented the theater and let them see the movie before it even started.
That's cool.
So
yeah,
a lot of fun like that. You know, we try to treat it like a family. I mean, Shelby's always been a family company, so we treat everybody like family. We work 4 days a week. We do 4 10-hour days. We start at 4 o'clock in the morning till 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
We like to give you Friday off, so you got a 3-day weekend. On the weekends, I don't want anybody here because that's family time. I want you home with your family on the weekends.
Wow.
So we try to keep it that way and just make it a fun place to come work. You know, you notice all our guys. I can ask any of our guys at any time, hey, could you come in and do this? Or going, yeah, I'll be there. You know, it's one of those kind of places. So everybody's always happy to be here. So whenever anybody buys one of our cars, or you know, we try to throw a big party every year for them. We got one coming up in September, a bash.
Oh, okay.
So what we do is we invite everybody that bought one of our cars. We throw a big party for everybody. You know, 3-4 days, we're at the track, we're running all over town. It's just a lot of fun. But Shelby's it's a big name, but a small company.
Yeah.
And you know what? We want to make it like a family. When you buy a Shelby car, you're part of our family. So that's what we try to do. We try to really make it fun, make it exciting, make it to where, you know, you're excited and we want you to have fun with your car. And that's why we do so much extensive testing and all the things. When we get out in the factory, I'll kind of show you everything that we change on the cars. We do the things that need to be done to make a good performance car that's going to last you forever. I want your grandkids to have your car after you buy your car. You know what I mean? That's my goal. So these are just some of the things that we work toward every day. You know. So this is a GT40. This is a continuation car, right-hand drive car. So it's just, you know, we still do these. The only difference between these and the original car is the original car were aluminum monocoque cars, which actually you could only race a couple times and then everything would kind of shake apart. These are steel cars, are all welded together. They're a little bit heavier. That's a 427 car, takes our aluminum 427. We have a Carroll Shelby engine company. We manufacture the block, heads, intake manifold, front cover, water pump, and then actually build about 5 or 6 different combinations of 427 all the way down to the 289s.
Yeah, because you guys sell the engines on your website as well, right?
Yes.
Separately.
Yep. So it's you know, we try to put everything together for you so you can kind of one-stop shopping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to close the door hard because sometimes it don't close. You've seen it in the film.
Yeah, I was gonna say, nice knock there, Ford v Ferrari. That's good.
Yeah. But it's some of these cars here. So these are continuation cars. This is the green car. This is little red. So these are just continuation cars of some of the early cars that were built. We got a 67 convertible here. This is an original KR. So this is original 68 KR. This is actually Gary Patterson's wife's car.
Oh, okay.
He's our president. He just had it all redone for. Very nice car. Just a lot of fun. This car right here is an original car. This is the first car that they put a big block in, actually.
Okay.
This one here just sold, I think, for about 2.4 a couple years ago.
Holy smokes.
So this is a car that was put together for Goodyear tire testing.
Oh,
so
wow.
when they first put the car together, they wanted to see if it could handle the big block with the tires and all that stuff. So
sure.
That's what this car is. This is another customer's car, but this is the kind of history that people want to see. You know what I mean? They want to see what the original cars were.
Some of the engineering and prototyping.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is, you know, people look at it and they go, well, the hood doesn't fit right. You know what I mean? It's not the right color. You know what? That's the way the cars were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't perfect. And that's what made them so neat. You know, I mean, it isn't, you look at that KR right there and you can tell that car's beautiful, but it's been made that way. This car here being original, this is the way the car was. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's kind of neat to see an original car in original, you know, the original way that it came out of the factory.
Oh yeah.
You know, so this is it's neat. It's just fun. It's cool to have the Heritage Center like this, to where we can show people some of the early stuff that came out, but yet see some of the new stuff that's happening, and then let them look out in the factory and see what's happening out in the factory, you know.
What Shelby's currently up to,
what we're actually currently up to. And that we're still strong and you know, and planning, you know, years in the future right now. We have a 5-year plan that we redo, and we're on it right now. We got our foot to the floor, and we're not looking in the rearview mirror. We can look out the windshield.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you know, just last week I was at a Cars and Coffee in Phoenix, Arizona, and there was a Super Snake. So you had all the Shelby bits underneath, 825 horsepower. It was the newer S550 generation car, and gorgeous car. And so, you know, it's weird, right? You mentioned that it's a small company, right? And yet you're seeing cars wherever you are in the U.S. Right? So
it's amazing. You know, it's kind of cool being the designer. You know, it takes a whole group of people to do everything we do. It takes you know, I call it the family. It takes the whole family to put this together. But when you build something and you go to the store and you see a model of something you built, you know what I mean? Or you see a shirt or something like that. That's kind of neat. It's humbling to be able to see those kind of things that you got to create. You know what I mean? That are out there in the world. So it's pretty cool. This is an awesome place. I haven't worked for 20 years. You know, I come here to play. So we can kind of walk down here and kind of take a look at some of our jewelry. These are the early Super Snake. The name Super Snake actually come from the twin Paxton supercharged car, like this here. This is a copy of what would be the Super Snake.
Yeah, I believe Barrett Jackson just in Scottsdale auctioned off Carroll Shelby's Super Snake. Yep.
So some of these cars here, like this one here, this is a copper car. These are just kind of show cars. But when you got a show car, you got to show off some of the good stuff. So you go underneath the hood here, and wow, yeah, it's an injected SOHC motor in here.
Yeah, holy smokes.
That's 10 pounds of motor in a 5-pound car right there. So it's just fun. These are kind of some of the things that, you know, we put out there and let people see, you know, and just kind of something unique. What this does is it shows off the craftsmanship, you know what I mean, of putting a car like this together.
Yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much offer everything, right? You offer fiberglass bodies to aluminum bodies. You have some carbon fiber editions and even Coyotes to 289s and 427s, right?
Yes. We try to give you a wide variety. You know, the original cars are neat and they're fun and there's a place for them. But nowadays people are kind of looking for a car that they can just take out and have fun with and drive, you know what I mean? And I like our 427 fiberglass car with a 5.0 in it. It's like an awesome combination.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a car that you can drive anywhere, it gets good gas mileage, it isn't hot, it handles great. I mean, it's a lot of fun, you know what I mean? Some of the guys that, you know, have the older cars go like, how could you even talk like that, you know? But you know what? To each his own, and everybody has a way that they want to, you know, that they want to experience a Shelby.
Right.
You know, and if we can build something for you that makes you happy and you get the car out there and people see that you're having fun with it, that's what it's all about. I want you to get in the car with a big smile. I call it permagrin. You know, you get out there, you put a big smile on your face, you go out and you have fun with your car.
Right.
So we can walk down here. This is another. So these are highly polished, just polished aluminum. They're all open cars, nothing at all done to them, basically. We basically keep them clean with Windex and microfiber. So this is a Daytona coupe. This is actually part mine, so you were talking about favorite cars. Yeah, this is probably one of them.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with
cars
these.
Polished all the way through, everything like that. All built to spec, basically as our early style race car. Everything is set up just like it would be factory. The only difference is it does have some billet parts, billet suspension pieces and stuff like that. One piece billet rear window frame and those kind of things. And it's just a fun car. I call it jewelry. This is our jewelry area over here, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, they certainly grab your attention, that's for sure.
Yeah, they do. I only take it out on the track because I don't trust anybody on the street.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's one of those things, you know.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
This is another polished aluminum with another SOHC motor shoved underneath the hood. So.
Holy smokes.
Because where do you go to see a Cobra with a SOHC motor shoved under the hood? You know? There's not a lot of places you can go and see that. So these are just, it's just fun, like I say. One thing about Shelby American is we're all about helping people. So we have the Shelby Foundation, the Children's Foundation. We do a lot of donating. You know, we help a lot of the hospitals. You know, we help kids with hearts, kidneys, whatever we need to do. So that's one of our biggest things is we like to give back to the community is what we do. So we work with a lot of different companies. Right now we're working with a company right now. This is going to go to the Children's Mercy Hospital. And what this car here is the whole, it's an air show theme. They do a Kansas City Air Show, throws a big show every year. This one here is tributed to the Thunderbirds.
Yes.
We just did one for the Blue Angels.
Okay.
And it's really, you know, it's a fun project. This is one of our Super Snake wide body cars. And then we do a lot of little hidden Easter eggs. We actually, the Air Force actually gave Carroll, Carroll used to be an Air Force pilot and he was also a trainer. So anyway, they gave him a call name, Snake Charmer. So it's registered now, so we went ahead and put the Snake Charmer on there. The formation of jets in the center of the wheel. The wheels themselves are actually the same prototype as off the jet itself.
Oh, wow.
So it's just fun stuff like that, you know. So we will raise you know, money for the kids, and you know, it's just fun. So it's just like I say, I just kind of wanted to showcase that we do a lot for everybody, you know, and that's what this company's about.